Ooh. Seems so, yes.
Let's say yes. I think so. Yes. Yeah. Let's say yes. I think so. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's 2020 fun, I just want to say. That's what we're doing. You heard me. I'm Jishnu. Sup? Hello.
Yo.
It has
Too soon to
20
say. I don't want to say anything. I'm really scared.
of what?
Dude, I literally don't want to say. I don't expect anything.
Okay.
I'm scared to even hope.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. I believe that's now back to being a 4-hour movie as opposed to a 4-hour miniseries.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Intended form.
He's a purist, don't you know? He believes when you release something, you release it twice. Just the way he intended to release it. Can't hear you?
Someone saying can't hear Tejas. Tejas is not audible.
That's a shame because you're the only one who's been talking all this while.
Yeah. What if I just repeat everything Tejas says?
Yeah, go for it.
You could do that.
You're gonna R2 it, basically.
That was a silent laugh. I think, is it working now? Can people hear me? Me? We're just going to wait until... Well, this has been fun. Dinkar?
Yes, the after goods. 2020 fun.
Yes. So speaking of 2020 fun, Joggy, tell us about your year so far.
My year so far has been great because I have actually been back amongst the living. I was trapped at home for 10 months, give or take, without any breaks, and I am ready to mingle with the people once again. To that end, it's still pretty shitty out there, so I've been home for the last 2 weeks. Nice. I was looking forward to an exciting break from prison, but I just moved from one jail to another jail. This is a nice jail too, and I've hunkered down and I've done a whole lot of big screen viewing on the slightly bigger screen that I have at home here.
I think people should be able to hear me now. I think so. I did it. I did a thing. Can someone check? Oh my god.
Hold on, say something.
I'm saying stuff. Hey. That's me.
Yeah, I think I hear.
That's my voice.
Mm-hmm. That's your voice.
It's you from the past.
Yes, we can hear Tejas now. Yay.
Oh my god. Thank. Gratefully, I you know.
We fucked up YouTube Live more than most Instagram lives.
It's fine. It's okay.
That's special.
Oh, people can hear me now. Perfect.
Hi, should we just get to it? I'm sick of talking about 2020.
No, there's nothing. I mean, we have to kind of talk about 2020 because that's when The Mandalorian season 2 aired, and
The
that's
thing
the
we're talking about is from 2020.
yes, and that's the at the outset we should say that while we're not doing a full-fledged review as such of The Mandalorian, we are using that as a jumping-off point to talk about some of the other shows that they have announced. And there's just there's a plethora of shows and from Star Wars and Marvel. So we're excited about all of them. What do you guys think of Mandalorian? Jishnu, come on. Tell me your thoughts.
It's the single greatest thing they've made since A New Hope and maybe The Last Jedi. I don't know. I'm a little torn, but that's my firm stance.
That's a concise and yet powerful review. Dinkar.
That's a big gap. Like if it's the best thing they've made since A New Hope.
Basically, Jishnu just hated everything until Last Jedi. No,
I said it's the best.
But if you say it's the best thing since The Last Jedi, then that the period you're evaluating has suddenly become 2 years. It's like saying it's the best thing since sliced bread, and also it's the best thing since something that was invented last year. So
that's fine.
Pick a lane.
I think Jishnu, you do you, man. It's fine. It's okay.
I go 1, 2. Okay, just to be safe, I'll say New Hope, Last Jedi, this thing.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
New Hope,
so
Last
that's
Jedi,
your
Mandalorian.
ranking.
Your top 3 Star Wars moments. Is that it?
Yeah.
Your top 3 Star Wars things.
Things.
All right, nice.
Properties, yeah.
Dinkar,
Yes.
Dinkar, what did you think of the Mandalorian season finale? Or just the season
The
overall?
season finale or the
Just
season overall?
Yeah, the season, yeah.
I thought it was very strong. It continued a lot of what I really liked from season 1, and obviously like it amped up in a pretty different direction towards the end. I thought the ending was like especially great. Aside from we're spoiling, I suppose, right?
Oh yeah, spoilers. Yeah. We're spoiling.
Okay.
Oops.
But it sucks to be Ruchi because Ruchi is yet to see The Mandalorian.
Slacking, I know.
Ruchi doesn't care.
No, she
Of
does.
course I care,
She
but I'm
does.
slacking.
Have you seen season 1?
Yeah.
You seen season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, I rescind that statement. You care deeply.
No, but I don't. Not as much as you guys. Because I haven't seen Clone Wars or any of the other shows. So yeah.
But neither have these
And you've not been spoiled. That's fine. Wait, you've not been spoiled though? The second season has been spoiled for you?
I mean, of course she
How?
has.
But,
Of course.
I look the other way. It's alright. It's cool.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I envy your
I will
caring
say, speaking
or
of
lack
season 1, I think overall, like strength to strength, I actually like season 1 a little more than season 2. I know season 2 had like its bigger moments and possibly like bigger impact in terms of story. But I really like the vibe of season 1. I think just slightly, like a hair more.
I don't know. I disagree. I think season 2 was for me. It was definitely better. Not because of course, like you said, they have like completely, like those very powerful, evocative kind of moments with characters and stuff. For me, I think there were just like a couple of things that I enjoyed a lot more about this season. There's like a lot more. I think there's a lot more depth in this season, especially like the episode with Bill Burr, and that entire scene, that whole Glorious Bastards kind of moment at that was really good because it kind of reminded me of another character, which was like Benicio del Toro's DJ, which was another really kind of gray kind of character, which is always really interesting about Star Wars because it's primarily been something that is so like good good versus evil, and then when you find those in between characters, those are like those end up being like the best of it. And another character who's like that but obviously didn't get the chance to shine is Bo-Katan, who's also a very gray character. She's also been on the the Death Watch, which is another thing, and she's been bad and then she becomes good. So it's all really kind of it's kind of coming together now, the grayness of it, and also introducing Ahsoka, who's another like very kind of not Jedi, not Sith. I mean, she's very Jedi, but she kind of stands outside of those two collectives. So I just thought that there's some of those moments were really, really strong, and those are interesting to me. I feel like the first season we didn't get to know the character as much. Like, I mean, we were just kind of going along. I don't know. I just preferred this one.
I actually believe to me that was part of the appeal. But let's come to this grayness factor, right? Is that kind of baked into the premise of the Mandalorian, you think? Because from the outset, the Mandalorian himself is
silver in color.
By design silver, and when he stands in front of like a perfectly 50% gray wall, he reflects exactly that back. But also, he's obviously like a conflicted guy, right? He is both because of his upbringing, his profession, and then the fact that he has to take care of a baby Yoda, I'll
Yeah.
call him.
Yeah.
That grayness is kind of baked into the show, isn't it?
I
Do you think it's
agree.
leaning into that
Completely.
more now?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is. Yeah. Jishnu?
Yes, 100%. And I think that's where the fun lies that makes it different than the stories of the saga films, because the stories of the saga films are pretty black and white for the most part. You know who you're rooting for and you know where they're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Geek Fruit's favorite movie, The Last Jedi, is literally just about get away from this big ship. That's pretty much the entire premise. And then some people go off on a side mission with horses and stuff.
Battlestar Galactica.
But whatever. But yeah, it's for the most part, like the story is, big bad guy is literally big and very bad and blows up planets. The good guy is a small guy trying to fight a giant behemoth. Mandalorian is about the guy in the middle who couldn't really care much for either side, and he meets friends along the way that have been jaded one way or the other. And the main heart of the show, the main point of the show's existence is, thus far, has been man caught in the middle doing one of many bounty hunts that he's done before, where he doesn't really care about why he's doing it. He's just like, I'm doing it to make ends meet. Meets a baby Yoda, falls in love with cute little kid, becomes adoptive parent, and now is like, well, I've learned that there's a college. I must, invest in my child's studies. So he chooses to do what he can to save up some pocket money along the way and help him get there. And once that mission is done, therefore, at the moment, we pause where we are. And I like that so much as an arc, as a narrative arc for the Mando, as opposed to how it's been with the arcs in the saga films, because the arcs in saga films, like I said, are far more, if you kill the bad guy, your problems are solved. And this is bad. You as the Mando, as the bounty hunter guy in the middle, you yourself will go looking for the bad guys because you have your own agenda, but you don't really care why they're bad. All you care is that, like, you want to protect the people you love, in this case, which is just mainly this one little kid who's an innocent. Just so happens, little kid is a lot more interesting than most little kids. So, yeah.
I know, Jishnu, liking a cute character in fiction is a rare thing. So it is. I mean, if it had to happen, had to be in Star Wars. So I completely get that. Quickly, before we move on from Mandalorian, do you guys have a favorite episode, a favorite thing about the season? What do you guys want?
Oh wait, I do. Kidding.
That's how I wanted to move on. But if you guys have any, did you appreciate anything more so?
Just a Boston accent in Star Wars was the greatest thing ever. I mean, I'm not going to touch the final episode because I think that could go on for a while.
You can't speak about it.
But the Bill Burr episode, more so than the previous time we saw him. When we saw him in
no, we can't. We shall not speak of it since Ruchi has not seen it.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You spoiled everything else.
What did
It's
we spoil?
literally, this is like reading Wikipedia.
No,
What
you
did
don't
I
know.
It's
spoil?
also not your fault.
Ruchi, you don't know what we haven't
It's also
spoiled
not your
because
fault.
we
It's
haven't
been out
spoiled
for a
it.
while. It's my fault.
My point
She's
is,
definitely
Bill
not
Burr was
back.
great in this season. Bill Burr was great in this season because in the previous one, as part of the ensemble that he was with, he was just like one of many ragtag guys. He just happened to be the most loquacious. In this one, I really liked just the premise of how they used him, and like the fact that, like a DJ, like you said, he calls it like it is and is just like his brash, outspoken Bill Burr-ness was like perfectly cast for
It was
that.
so well done.
So it really felt like I was watching a set, and it was amazing. And just hearing Mandalore, Boston accent was great.
Yeah, that was good. Cool. So obviously the show ended, and just before it did end, Disney had like this whole Disney's Investors Day, which is the most Disney sounding thing ever, the most corporate kind of sounding event. But it's a day where they announce a bunch of properties, and it's interesting, like 2 years ago, The Last Jedi released to, such, divisive kind of receptions that I didn't think like 2 years down the line, it would feel like Star Wars would get a hold of things. But of course, if anyone can do it, it's Disney. They know how to do damage control. Even though Rise of Skywalker did like potentially like further kind of damage to the Skywalker saga, in terms of just the critical reception. Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau have managed to kind of really rein in like people's opinion again and just kind of make people excited about Star Wars again. They've unleashed a whole bunch of titles on fans, and they're going to be rolled out over the next few years. Do you guys think it's like, I was reading this other interview from Kevin Feige saying that, the Mando definitely influenced the direction of where the Marvel, storytelling is going to go, and a lot of it is going to be on television. And do you think, it seems so that this is COVID related, right? Like, did they just go like, what, maybe the next Thanos will be at the season finale of a thing rather than in a movie? Do you think that's the reason why they've not pivoted? Obviously, they still have a bunch of movies coming out, but do you think that's why they're kind of doing such a slate of TV shows?
I have a very long, complicated soliloquy that I can give you, which I'm going to try to do as concisely as possible. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of parallels, which the minute I saw the slate for what they were putting out on Star Wars, I saw so many strong parallels with the MCU's game plan that it's kind of ludicrous and gets me incredibly excited, because for a long time now, I've had this theory of, like, when you think about how, I'm pretty sure I've said this in some episode of the other of our show, where if you look at where comic books come from and the fact that they're like 75 plus years old, a lot of them, the movies that are working today, the MCU movies primarily, are pulling from this giant well. And that comes from a whole bunch of creators, right? And they expand a very complicated universe. Star Wars came from one guy and has grown exponentially out with the extended universe stuff that fans have made, right? And now, when you put them both side by side on the same platform, I kind of see them going in opposite directions. But what they're trying to do is make them meet perfectly in the middle, kind of like, think an hourglass, if you will. That's a nice shape. So if you have this dearth of MCU stuff that they can pull from, they have all these characters and deep cut references, which they can use as ideas, but then they have to make it palatable to the layman audience, who can both be entertained by it, but also like understand the point you're trying to make when you pull this random guy that I've never heard of. So he's got to have a point of being there, not just to be fan servicey. And in Star Wars' case, you're trying to now branch out and get it to be the scale that Marvel has in its back pocket. And so if you look at what they did with Thanos and how they're now continuing the storyline, you had the cosmic stuff of the Infinity Stones centered around one big Titan, right? Who we were teased for like 6-7 years or something like that when he was first introduced in Avengers 1. And now we know, because of the fact that Doctor Strange 2 has the multiverse, Spidey 3 has Doctor Strange in it, Wanda is coming back in Doctor Strange. We know that Doctor Strange is opening us up to multiverses, and we're getting even crazier and more zany, right? In Star Wars, we've had similar things in shows like Rebels and in the books, where you've had these kind of people coming back from the dead and, pulling deep cut references from the extended universe now being thrown in the forefront in the saga films. And now in the Disney Plus shows, you have so many really, really tiny people from Clone Wars and Rebels and a whole bunch of other properties that are getting their own show. It's the same thing, just done in reverse, I feel. And so I'm kind of seeing the fact that, like, when they announced all these shows, they only announced 2 movies, 10 shows, and they're saying things like it's all going to culminate in a story event. That's basically the Avengers of Star Wars.
Is that what they said about Star Wars?
They've said they keep throwing down the words it'll culminate in a story event, which is, we don't have a term yet for a superhero team up movie in the Star Wars universe, but that's exactly what it is.
It's called Rangers
of
the New Republic.
Well, that's the thing. That's not all of them, right? And so you've introduced Ahsoka, like you introduced Black Panther and Spidey in Civil War. Some people knew who Black Panther was, but you had to give him an impactful entrance so that you didn't need all that table setting, because the audience has now gotten used to thinking a certain way that, okay, if you're going to introduce me to a guy, you got to make it count. And they stuck the landing on how with Ahsoka, even though a lot of us have known about it for a long time. Most people didn't. Same thing with Black Panther.
Wait, so this is interesting. Are you saying, so when they say like a story culmination, the difference between Avengers or at least like the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that we're still following only one timeline, which is kind of moving forward since the time that Iron Man announced himself, blah, blah, blah. But like Star Wars is like 3-4 different eras, man. There's like, now there's the High Republic, which is this initiative that's been going on. And there's obviously the prequel stuff. And they've kind of named them. If anybody's reading Light of the Jedi and stuff like that, in the beginning of the book, they've divided all of them into phases which have names like different eras, Age of Rebellion, Age of like the Empire, things like that. So does this story culmination,
Great game.
does it finish before episode 7, or does it finish after episode 9? I don't know,
It
because
could be whenever.
one particular
That's the
era?
fun part.
yeah, exactly. I don't
See,
know,
that's the
because
thing. See, look,
Kenobi
when it comes-
is a show that's going to be set between episode 3 and 4, so that has its
Right.
Absolutely.
yeah. So when are they
But
going to do this?
That's
like,
not to say that you can't introduce somebody in a show that takes place between 3 and 4, like Kenobi, who we will see like have paid off after episode 6, like an Ahsoka. Ahsoka showed up between 2 and 3.
yeah, it's exactly.
But now
that's
she's
what's
getting
so
paid out.
confusing. It's
So
confusing.
here's the thing. So when it comes to the comic books, right? When we get these deep cut references where all the fanboys in the room go, holy shit, the layman is going, that guy looks cool. And then if we're lucky an hour into the film, the layman is going to go, that guy is just as cool as these fanboys were saying an hour prior. You know what I
Right,
mean? That's like if you can stick the landing that way. But the good thing is what the comic book writers have in their side is stuff to pull from. What the
Right.
Star Wars guys have is
I'm just wondering how they
pretty
would
much
do
carte
this. I think they
blanche.
would have like 3 different story culminations. Like it'll be like Cloud Atlas, which has endings happening at multiple in multiple points in the universe. Because like if you have to think about it, the main villain of like the prequel, or at least between episodes 3 and 4, is like Crimson Dawn, and like this whole Darth Maul, Maul, who is but we know how Maul's story ends. So it's just like there's a bunch of. I just don't know how they're going to do this. Thrawn could be the next, major villain.
Yeah,
but he's
exactly.
like, but again,
he gets
that
name
Mando-
dropped in this show, but put money on it. You're probably going to see him in the Ahsoka show, right? Because she's the one
Yeah,
that
it
said,
seems
"I'm looking
so.
for
Yeah,
Thrawn."
yeah.
So he has to be at least a big bad, if not the big bad for her. And Thrawn being Thrawn, based on at least the books, if not even Rebels alone, just based on like how he's been talked about in the books, he's also like right up there with your Vaders and Palpatines. In a different way that we
he's
haven't
awesome.
seen. He's
Yeah,
like an
he's
unbeatable. He's an unbeatable
But then
guy.
if you
And he's a
conclude
totally different-
if you conclude it before the beginning of episode 7, then it's just like, all right, there's still a major villain and stuff that that is there.
True.
And we haven't like even like Kylo Ren will have to exist past
Yeah.
the that it's so bizarre. Like I think it's a very
Yeah.
unique space to play
It's
in.
ballsy. I
Yeah,
love what I probably enjoyed the most of the final episode was the pure size of their cojones to do what they did.
Abhinav Mishra
Which
says
is a
Discord fam high five. So I just want to reply to the comments. Ninad says basically just we'll make it as we go, which checks out, I think. And Kunal Rao gives a high five. Yeah.
A high five or a blessing?
Or sir, may I speak? Anyway, this is where we're at with Star Wars. It's wholly interesting. Ruchi, thoughts on Star Wars? What do you are you gonna watch any of the shows that because you're like not someone who has like committed more than 15 years of your life to Star Wars. So when they announced all these shows, was that something that kind of interested you, or is it like something that you would watch just because it's part of the universe and the universe is cool, even if you don't know some of the characters like Ahsoka and stuff like that? How does it come across? Like,
So yeah, so I've seen season 1 of The Mandalorian, and it's the issue of like, obviously I don't know most of these characters outside of whoever's like in the movies, because that's all that I've seen. That's hardly like an issue because I don't know any of the other. Because the movies is just like a handful of characters, right? On the other hand, there's like so many people in all of these like animated shows and everything that I haven't seen.
yeah.
So yeah, so of course I'm interested in anything that they're announcing right now.
that's
Anyway.
true.
I would definitely give anything a shot. And which is not to say that I didn't enjoy The Mandalorian, which is why I've been slacking.
No,
but
that's fine. That's fine.
yeah,
No one is
I've
saying
been slacking
anything.
because I am slacking on everything right now. So
Please watch it at your own pace. It's fine.
Uh,
I don't even think the spoilers are a major concern.
yeah, it's not something
Yeah.
that it was effective. It was wholly effective. Like, I mean, I don't know, man, like just when they say like, oh, Bo-Katan, or they say like, oh, I know this one Jedi whose name is Ahsoka, you're just like, holy shit, this is gonna happen. That's crazy. Even though we kind of knew that, there was a rumor, obviously Rosario was in it. But, when they say Thrawn and they say that, then, I don't know, it just becomes like, it becomes really special. Especially since, the only people who have really done the whole multi-connected, remember like when they announced all the Netflix shows for Marvel, right? When they did like Daredevil, Luke Cage, and they said, oh, it's all connected. And it really was not at all connected. Unless they actually do bring Charlie Cox into, Spider-Man 3, which is apparently what's been happening.
Yeah.
If that, then that'll at least give it, some. But Star Wars has always kind of honored the TV shows as well. Like, like I don't think DC has done it as much. Like DC, I know they had Ezra Miller in the Flash show to kind of show that these multiple universes, things like that. But like Star Wars is the only people who, like, the only kind of fandom in that regard on such a scale that brought back a character like, say, like Saw Gerrera, who's in Rogue One. Forrest Whitaker played him. He's a character in the Clone Wars, and I think they just kind of go like, "Oh, cool! I want to write a character. Whenever a writer comes in, they're like, I want to write this character into my movie. And they were like, hey, hold on, before you kind of write a new character, unless it's really important, one, you see if there's a bunch, like a character who has already been introduced, and then we could use that. And I think that's how they've kind of managed to do this. So it's awesome, man. Like that they've managed to connect all these stories together, and it is special. Yeah, but Dinkar is right. I don't think like knowing the ending will ruin it for you. It's just like it's massively emotional even with the knowledge that it's there. It's just really cool. That's all. Right. Moving swiftly forward. Can we just do a quick readout of all the Star Wars shows that have been listed, and we'll do a quick one-line thing on each. Let's go.
All right.
It'll never be one line.
Huh?
Rangers of the New Republic.
Have no idea what that's about. I think it's set in the same timeline.
I think it's about some Rangers who are from the New Republic.
So if there's a New Republic, that means it's set between 6 and 7.
It's a Cara Dune.
It's
possibly.
She's a sheriff. She's a naughty sheriff. She let Bilbo get away.
She's a sheriff of Nottingham.
She's also on the grid. See, that's what I like. Told you it's not gonna be one line. This is what I like. Cara Dune now, by doing that, committing that act in that episode, is now about as grey as Mando is. Even though she has a sheriff's badge, she let a prisoner escape because the prisoner did a good thing, but the prisoner is still a prisoner. So she willingly let the guy escape. So if people find out she did that, she goes back being on the run. And so now I like that they're giving another grey character their own show. I mean, she's not the only person, I'm sure.
So
but,
I was hoping that, so are you saying that Cara Dune, who else is there? Who are the at the end of the last episode, there were 4 of them who were like Bo-Katan and stuff, you're saying? Or Bo-Katan will remain in the Mandalorian, I think.
I mean, they could, but that's not their fight. It's like, see, when we finish up our show, you know that your boy Mando's job is done, like his main primary job is done, but now he's got the big mountain of like, well,
he's the ruler of Mandalore right now.
Darksaber. Yeah, this whole Darksaber thing, which is Bo-Katan's beef, right? But then you have Cara Dune, who's like, well, I helped my buddy. So Cara Dune and I'm blanking on his name, our friend
Grief Karga.
Apollo. Yes, yeah. The two of them are buddies, so you'll probably see them together because they're both part of the New Republic and keeping peace and order and whatnot.
Cool.
I would like to get Timothy Olyphant back again.
He was awesome. So good.
Because he's a great.
Man,
he's
I was
also
surprised.
A keeper of the peace,
we should have got one more with him, man. Like one more ep, I think.
Anyway, so I think Rangers of the New Republic is bound to be like some kind of ragtag.
I hope Rex is in it. That would be amazing. That would be so good. All right.
Next up,
Ahsoka, we've already said. I think this is going to be the story of. So let me just set this up. At the end of Rebels, there's an epilogue. Without spoiling it, I mean, you basically know that Ahsoka's searching for Thrawn, even at the end of that, at that epilogue, and also for Ezra Bridger, who's the lead character from Rebels, who's like a Padawan. And so Dave Filoni has said that epilogue from Rebels, we don't know whether it's set after the events of Ahsoka or or after the events of like basically Ahsoka or prior to it. So there's like we don't know where that point, because Sabine, who's another character from who's a Mandalorian, is also in that epilogue. So we don't know where they're gonna meet up. I think her entire show is just gonna be about her finding Ezra and Thrawn, and it's just gonna be about that. So that'll be cool. I think that's a lock. But next,
Star Wars Andor.
I like Andor. I love Diego Luna. He's great. And he's in the Book of Life, a great animated movie which I love as well, and obviously now
he's in The Terminal, starring Tom Hanks and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes, with Zoe Saldana.
He marries Zoe Saldana.
He does in The Terminal, by the way.
They're Trekkies.
They're Trekkies, yeah. Great. We love Diego Luna. Next,
Star Wars: The Acolyte.
This is apparently set at the end of the High Republic, which is the whole publishing initiative that's happening right now. So it might feature characters from the books, which I've still not finished reading, but so I don't know who's gonna live, die, whatever.
It's the prequel to Boss Nass and the Gungans.
It's not, but there should feature
a young
Yoda, teen Yoda, guys.
The whole
call
thing
it
is tadpoles.
Teen Yoda.
It's a tadpole story. Finding Nemo can suck it. This is about tadpole Gungans.
Teen Yoda, and he's actually Teen Yoda because he's not teen, but he'll be like in his early 200s or what have you. So,
how old did Yoda live till? He was 800
6. He said when 900 years you reach. Feel as good, you will not. That's what he says, right?
So a teenage Yoda would be like, what, 150 and change? 200 years old?
Okay, then he's already like maybe
That's a teenage Yoda?
And this is set 200 years before Phantom Menace. So technically, he would be in his 700s. So he's in his middle age. He's in his prime.
So let me say why this sounds interesting. It is a mystery thriller, which is a new flavor for a Star Wars show. I think that should be interesting. And it's being run by Leslie Headland, who is pretty great. She ran Russian Doll along with Natasha Lyonne and Amy Poehler.
Tell us this.
That should be pretty cool.
What is an acolyte? I don't know the definition.
Like a devotee.
An acolyte is
like
just a playable character in StarCraft. That's all I got.
Great. All right. Next.
Star Wars: A Droid Story, which is an animated adventure movie featuring a new hero who's guided by C-3PO and R2-D2.
Fuck
Love
yeah,
it.
sign me up.
Hello.
That's a no-brainer. All right, next.
Star Wars: Lando.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. This is...
But he's not in it, right?
He's in...
We don't know. They haven't said anything.
No, of course he's in it. What's the point?
This circles back to my MCU theory. They're giving us all the Spider-Mens and Spider-Villains in one movie from different universes.
It's definitely Donnie. It's
the
Donnie.
audience is going to get used to that.
Is it?
100.
No, so I'm thinking it's both, man. It's going to be both. It's going to be young Donnie meets old Donnie. It can happen because with Ahsoka, based on how Rebels work, based on how Rebels established this multiverse madness type of dealio in the world of Star Wars, the Ahsoka show will bring that to live action. And then once the audience gets used to like, well, old man meet young man, and you're the same person because universes and shit, and it's called the Force, so why not?
Here's who I'd like to see
Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe Leonard Nimoy. This is what I would like to see. This person, Alden Ehrenreich, who played a very underrated Han Solo.
Why not?
I think he would be great.
Why the fuck not?
Why not, man? Like, and get Donald Glover in it. That's the show, man. That's the show.
The point is, I'm still not getting like a season 3 of Atlanta.
Yeah, it's not happening.
That's the point. Yeah.
I think Donald Glover would probably do Atlanta over Star Wars Lando. So this is up in the air.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know. The checks might differ on the
checks, exactly.
Boy doesn't need checks, dude.
Yes,
none of these boys need checks. Most of these people don't need checks.
That Disney money hit different. Okay, listen.
I know.
He wants to make
then your kid, because then his kids can rake in
Gambino.
all the residual on the merchandise for the rest of their life. His whole family's taken care of.
Jishnu, do you want to guess what his kid's name is?
Pluto.
Take a guess.
Donald Glover's son's name?
Yeah, one of them.
Chimichanga. Chimichanga.
Hand in glove.
Pepperoni pizza.
Anyway.
Really good. Clap that.
What is it?
Thanks.
Are you guessing?
No, we're not. How
Jishnu?
can we guess a name? Is it? Unless it's Jishnu, that's why you asked him.
Shri Devi. I don't know. Just tell me. What is it?
It's Legend. He names his kid Legend.
Legend Glover.
Spelled the right way or spelled with like a number 2 and a Z?
No. It's Legend Glover. That's
He
his
named
name.
his son after himself.
Oh,
Legend.
sure.
All right. Star Wars Rogue Squadron.
This is a movie,
That's a movie.
right?
Patty
It is a
Jenkins
movie.
With Patty
yes,
Jenkins.
It's a Patty Jenkins
Sweet.
directed movie.
Since Patty Jenkins just is off the back of a great movie, Wonder Woman 84. All right? No one will tell me different. I enjoyed it. Okay. No, I love Patty Jenkins. I actually love that video which she made, that little intro video where she's skating and then kind of gets into an X-Wing. That was amazing. I thought that was cool. I actually think Patty Jenkins is
it's
great.
Blades of Glory meets Top Gun.
No, it's Top Gun. Yeah, it's Top Gun. It's basically Top Gun in fighter pilot. Yeah, it's great. I'm in. Next.
Wonder Woman 1984 was not a good movie.
It was great.
They potentially could make a good video game
Star Wars movie.
Okay, Untitled Star Wars movie. We can say nothing
Taika
about it.
Waititi Star Wars movie.
It'll be
basically.
good. It'll be good. I'm sure it'll be something.
Yeah,
It'll be funny.
Taika Waititi has been in rare form, so I trust him to do well. Then, of course, there is...
I mean, he did make that one bad movie, Thor Ragnarok. But everything else he's done is good.
What is up with your opinions lately? Ragnarok is fine.
Is that your
Being
official line?
incendiary. No. Relax. Everyone calm down. It's fine. Just joking. It's fine.
Yeah.
The movie's fine. It's not as good as Dark World, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go.
I mean, personally, I'm thinking Dark World, number 1 with a bullet. Then Wonder Woman 1984.
Then next.
Yeah. Kenobi.
Oh, what's to say about this?
The elusive show.
What about it, did you say?
Is this ever even coming out?
What? Of course it's coming out. They've already started pre-production on it just last week. Not pre-production. They've gone into production.
back in the saddle. So excited.
Dude, so let's just clear this one thing up. They said Hayden is back. And I just want to say, for all the people on Twitter who annoyed me by saying, oh, Hayden is back. Oh, my God, I love Hayden. Shut up, dude. You never loved Hayden. Fucking like we loved Hayden. Only the prequel, justice for the prequels. Anyway, he's going to be playing Darth Vader. So how... So is it not going to be James Earl Jones then? What thoughts do we have on this?
Do you think they'll do a voice / physical performance thing again? No,
I mean,
that seems odd.
Because James Earl Jones is just on 90, and and he's done all the voice acting for Darth Vader for a long time. Not the games, but he's done it for Rebels. So in season 2 of Rebels, he was there. Remember Jishnu? That was amazing when they announced that, man. Like, and he's there in that. I don't know what they can do, unless they're trying to find a way to kind of where Darth Vader will remove his mask or his helmet. Maybe he's not as badly. Affected.
Look, if you also think of it this way, as the years have gone by, we've seen more and more of Vader's disfigured body being revealed. Episode 6, you see just his head. And now we've got to the point where we've seen him in the same, what do you call them? The bathing tube.
Oh, the Bacta tank.
That Luke is in episode 5. The Bacta tank. You've seen him in that. We've seen him taking a shower in whatever movie that was in.
Wait,
and then we've seen him,
what are you talking about?
That's what he's doing. He's taking a shower. Rogue One.
He's
in Rogue One.
He's
not. No. He's
taking a shower. He's in a Bacta tank taking a shower.
He's not in a Bacta tank in... dude, his injuries were too severe for him to even be force healed. Unless he gets force healed and then Obi-Wan burns him again. Anyway.
Burns his face. Anyway. But point is...
he's not going to do this. I don't understand.
They'll go full Monty. They'll show more. Like they'll do some force stuff. Because the thing is, we haven't seen young fucked up face. We've seen old fucked up face when he's lost his. Like literally old man. So
we've seen a bit of it in Rebels,
which doesn't is not too much to nitpick at. So they have pretty much free reign to like just fuck up Hayden's face, give him like all the warts and stuff, and like let him.
Maybe you don't see the face. I think if you do Hayden Christensen and some voice modulation, he's no James Earl Jones obviously, but. It'll pass.
It'll definitely pass. I think they can. That they'll nail. They won't have trouble with that. I would like to, however, see Vader take his mask off because he can and like he wants to make a point. He's like, let me be clear.
Let me see you. No, unless he says, let me see you.
Can you see me now?
With my own eyes, something like that. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Like a reverse of Luke, but like an angry. Let me see you with my own eyes.
But can we just take very 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 preliminary bets on two things? will Liam Neeson be in it?
100%.
And two,
Hundo.
will they tell us Liam is in it?
Of course
Or will
not.
they just let it be
No.
a reveal?
No. He's 100%.
Because they told us
in it.
about Rosario. You know,
They didn't tell
they told
us.
us
No,
about.
it was a rumor. It was leaked, man. That was leaked info.
But that's what I mean. Potato. Will we know before the fact?
I think he's in it.
I don't trust leaks anymore. Like how now these days
I
I'm
think
kind of
he
assuming leaked
100%
stuff
he's
from the
in
inside.
it. I think
Like,
he also shot
intentionally.
for Rise of Skywalker, but they removed him. That's the whole thing.
All right. Next, Star Wars Visions.
Oh, that's a what if
These are
show,
the shorts.
It's
This
a
is the
what if
shorts,
style
right?
show, yeah.
Great. I
Shorts
love
in the
that.
sense that it's a series of
Animations.
Animation, yes.
Love that. I hope they make it like, the Animatrix. That would be
Ooh,
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that would be great. Who's doing it?
No mention.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Some
It's
VFX
Star Wars
artists in
Visions.
Tamil Nadu.
Will
Invariably,
consist of
people in South
10
India.
episodes, each telling a different story within the Star Wars world. It'll be in the Japanese anime style, produced by some of the country's foremost studios.
So it might
it's,
just be like
anime
Animatrix.
studios making it. That's
Sick,
cool.
sick. Very cool. I think this was inspired maybe by that. Remember that short film that came out on the X-Wing and TIE Fighter battle, which was this anime short that this studio
right,
made.
yeah.
So maybe I think inspired by that. But yeah, this is all great. I
It
like
might
all
have
of
been
this.
inspired by like, hey, we're doing everything else. Why not capture the anime market?
Sure. I like it.
All right. Finally, Book of Boba Fett.
How about this Book of Boba Fett, man?
How
All
about
in.
it?
I love Tamura
I
Morrison.
miss that palace so much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's I don't know if did you guys watch Star Wars Gallery, the Mandalorian, the making of the Mandalorian
Yeah,
season 2?
man.
So
Of
good.
course.
So they got the exact same guy who played Bib Fortuna
Bib.
like from so many years ago to come back, and he's like the sound
that
guy or
one
something. Yeah, amazing. So all right, so we're overall excited. I think we can do Marvel TV shows the next time. But for now, I wanted to quickly move to the Discord because there was some people have asked for us to give our quick hot takes on the following topics. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
And Ruchi, you can go first. Here's the first one. Snyder Cut.
Still,
Ruchi,
I have
go.
nothing to say. I mean, I wish I had the willpower to be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it or like something. But
No,
of
we
course
watched the
I'm
shit
gonna
out of
watch
it.
it. And I hate that I will watch it. And I hate that it was in 2017 and we're in 2021 still talking about this
I
one
know.
fucking movie. No,
are you going to be sober, Ruchi?
there's nothing. I will watch it, but against my own best interest.
I will push for a drinking game to be made out of it.
Yes, or anything.
You
to
must
make it
you
right,
must keep drinking. You must keep drinking for the entire time you see a brand new frame. If there's an entire scene, you got to just chug your way through.
Then we're not going to be drinking much, bro.
Yes.
It's 4 hours.
But
How long
it's
was it?
4
original?
hours.
It's just the in out of the scene that they've just stretched. That's it. Nothing else has changed.
It's like longer
That is good.
pause before he yelled cut. Just like stay still.
No, but we should do this.
Okay, cut.
We should do this. I'm into it. I actually
No,
like
not
this idea.
just like, oh, okay, every time there's a new frame, but we should make like a proper game of like, oh, every time there's something new about dark side.
Yeah.
Like,
Every time I see a new shot is a really good way to take a shot. That would be great. And we'll make up some cool rules. Maybe we'll do a bingo or something. I mean, we know what
Henry Cavill CGI face.
CGI face. What do you call it? Commander Harry Lennox becoming Martian Manhunter. All of that shit, Let's do all of that for Snyder Cut. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're not even optimistic. We're just cautious. All right, next. Sentiments around film premieres on OTT platforms versus cinema theaters. Dinkar, what do you think?
I think it's the way of the world. Sentiments are good. I
Yeah.
know that some movie makers are cranky about it, and especially with this whole like HBO and Warner thing, which I get because there's the issue of it being a unilateral decision, and to me that's more of the issue. But this is how it's going to go, man. There are going to be more movies coming out on streaming first, and
I just can't
what's happened
believe.
is we've just like accelerated that process.
Yeah, I just can't believe that
Fine.
I've waited decades for the next Matrix, and now I can just I'll turn on my TV and watch it.
You also you also got to think about how many movies are made in a year and how many movies are privileged to have a theatrical release. Because the 99% of filmmakers never even get to see their movies on the big screen.
Correct.
And they live with the fact that, hey, my movie's out. Yay, it's on a Vimeo account. Cool, man. It's out there. People can see it if they want to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of a moot point at this point.
That HBO that slate and the Netflix slate that was announced, like both again within weeks of each other, were very impressive, and also just like, I don't know, man, I just felt like bad. I mean, like, come on, Godzilla versus King Kong, you're telling me I have to sit in my house and watch that movie?
Well,
That should
we
be
might not
allowed,
have
man.
to. It will, like, ideally,
it does
if
have
was
a theatrical release, yeah.
as well. Then
Yeah.
we go see that, because you need to see Godzilla versus Kong.
The God
on
and the
a
King, they deserve
large
better.
screen. It's the freaking God and the King, so of course you've got to. But I think, essentially it'll go the same way as, like, say, vinyl went with music, right? If you care enough, you're gonna, like, for a more premium price, go and buy a vinyl record and listen to the entire album, or you can just like stream off like the
What's
song
what's
you
an
like
album?
off of
Okay,
Spotify.
all right.
An
Cool.
album is yeah.
So you put photos. Okay, listen.
Exactly.
We have some comments. Darshan says they didn't mention anything about the Ryan Johnson trilogy at the Day of Investors thing. Do you think it's still on? I believe.
Wondering about that.
But I don't think
they have a fuck ton of shit
on. But I think it's
they've
on
put
hold.
it on a not a back burner, well, a side burner perhaps.
Yeah, a side burner. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I'm sure
The story event, guys. It's gotta be let your seasons finish and.
Yeah, and Ninad has a comment as well. The only film I am looking forward for a theatrical experience is Dune.
Same.
Dunk, as it was originally called. And yeah, I think
That'd be cool.
I think it'll be good regardless.
Dune will be pretty solid. Like, yeah, so I feel like these event movies will be obviously nice to see in a theater. I think, if things continue to roll out this way, theaters will become more expensive, I suspect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're already pretty expensive in the West, right? Like, we're so fortunate almost here to be paying like 300 rupees, which is literally like nothing compared to, the sheer amount that people have to spend. That's why people pick movies that they go for, saying, "Oh, I'm going to skip this one." I'm like, skip it. You can literally just go anytime and watch it. You can watch movies every week over here.
You can watch it on HBO Max. So.
Which is still expensive. I mean, streaming has just basically content has just become, it's just the bundling and unbundling of TV shows and movies that they do every 10 years, and that's it. Hey, everything is free. Hey, guys, you can watch. It's digital now, but buy like 600 of these different providers. And
I had a business idea where what if basically you take all of these streaming services and hear me out.
Yeah,
kind of hook them up together and then send them to people's TVs through some kind of, I don't know, like a cable, and I'd be like the guy operating it.
Yeah.
You just need a good name for this profession.
That is good. Anyway, I think that is a great idea. Let's move on. Next one. Quickly. PS5. Okay, I'm going to couple of two of these comments. One is PS5 games releasing in 2021, such as Far Cry 6, Gotham Knights, Prince of Persia remake developed in India. Amanbir also says thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077, new Star Wars open world game made by Ubisoft coming soon. Games, Jishnu, how's your gaming going? Are you excited?
Spider-Man.
You haven't played Spider-Man?
I'm a year behind because I didn't have Xbox.
Oh,
so now my new roommate has an Xbox, has a PlayStation.
So have you played Spider-Man? Did you finish it?
I've almost finished it. Finished it.
Which one? The original or Miles Morales?
The original.
Okay,
and then we'll get Miles.
Nice.
Isn't
it great? Oh my God, Jishnu, I can finally talk to you about Spider-Man.
It's great, but it's exactly,
Shut
up.
up.
Expected, it's exactly
amazing.
Arkham Knight. But it's great. Yeah,
it's so
funnier.
good.
It's not as, it's exactly Arkham Knight, but it's just
It's Spidey.
funny.
Yeah.
So I like it.
It's effing Spidey.
I feel bad for Cyberpunk people, but I kind of also...
so funny.
I kind of saw it coming, not to this extent, of course. I didn't think something would get
one second. We lost video, guys. Hold on. I mean, keep talking. Everyone can hear our audio. Sorry. I don't know how this happened.
So the Geek Fruit podcast is back. I felt bad for Cyberpunk, obviously, because all those guys worked on it for so long. But then I did kind of say that when the Avengers game came out in September of 2020, like, it was filled with glitches, and I was, hesitant, even though I did get it immediately. I was hesitant because I thought,
We're
are
back.
video gaming companies capitalizing on the fact that people are stuck at home, so let's just hurry up and get them more games because we know that they kind of will be forced to buy them, or at least have that much more reason to buy them.
Right.
And I guess that's what happened with Cyberpunk. They just rushed it, which is just like,
You know what's
really,
the
this is
funniest
like,
thing I've
are you
heard
going to
about
Snyder
it?
cut your fucking Cyberpunk now?
No,
Like,
so the funniest thing I've heard about Cyberpunk is from one of my best friends, Ali, who obviously, people have been waiting for this game for like 7 years, right? And he was just like, so dude, you know what? I was like, fuck the haters. He has a really like souped up PC and he got it. And he's like, I'm going to play Cyberpunk 2077 the way it was meant to be played, proper specs, everything.
He's like, 2077 when they finish making it.
So he finished the game. He was just like, dude, even with everything.
The game and CD Projekt Red didn't. Isn't that odd?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that he did the whole thing and he was like, this is such a bang average game that even if they went and they fixed it, like, patched it or, this is unprecedented where they've removed a game from stores, from the PS4 store and the Xbox One store and everything. And it's only on PS5. And he's like, even with everything, it's just an average game. It's just like, this is what he's been telling
Sounds
me.
Very reminiscent of a certain Snyder cut.
Well, we'll find out. I mean,
I think that this is exactly where we'll end up. Where at the end of 4 hours, we'll be like, well, even after all that, it's happening.
But this is something we knew 3 years ago.
Yeah, but sometimes it's about the journey and not the destination.
Which is why a drinking game. That way, the journey is guaranteed to be fun.
All right. The last thing I want to just talk about, just to round it off at Star Wars, which is that Star Wars ended their exclusivity deal with EA games, and now basically anybody can make games.
Ubisoft.
So Ubisoft is making like an Assassin's Creed style, open world Star Wars game, which I think is
good.
It's cool. I think
About damn time.
Yeah, man, that would be amazing. You can go anywhere.
It's the best universe to play in.
Yes.
And it's not hard to do fan servicey things without actually taking the exact same character. Like, you have so many recognizable locations and, what do you call them? Automobiles and weapons and all kinds of crap that you can just like, as long as you give me a boy with a lightsaber in a cantina, I'm happy. Put me in a speeder in the middle of the desert, I'm good. You're like, so great.
Yeah.
Bring it. I was disappointed with what was the last one? Fallen Order.
You were disappointed?
I never finished it. Even I didn't finish it.
Once
I lost momentum, I was just like, I had no inclination to get back into it because yes, it checked off the boxes. Holy crap, I get to like play with lightsabers. Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
But the engine of the game just didn't quite do it. It's like I realized I was only playing it because of the universe. And now if they have freedom to like make an open world thing, then that enables you to keep developing it constantly and keep adding new stuff to it and change with the times. Fallen Order was like within the first 10 minutes you understand how the game works, and I didn't like how the game worked. And then I played it for a couple of hours just because it was Star Wars, and then I was like, okay, now I'm done.
It was better than Avengers. Anyway, let's just end it there. So are we doing this show every week then?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. That would be nice. I think if we can do this every week, it would be cool and fun. And maybe we could keep a little more informal. Right now, I know we have to kind of follow like a little bit of a structure, but we can refine this as we go along.
We didn't follow a structure.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about separate things in order of things.
I believe the stated goal was we'll talk about Disney Plus, and here we are having talked about Star Wars for now. So we go where the heart takes us. I think that's fine.
Then every week we're going to be talking about Star Wars.
Musical interlude. Let's play the Mando theme song.
Let's go.
No, next week we'll talk about something else our heart loves. Wonder Woman 1984.
5, 6, 7, 8.
There we go.
Oh, wait.
This is the way, motherfuckers.
Oh, I forgot how to play it.
Can I?
We practiced for so long, Tejas. What do you mean you forgot?
Oh my god.
I think your own mic suppresses the flute.
Yeah, we're just like, nope. Hey, Stranger, tell me something. Here, I just noticed this. Plays that intro of The Mandalorian, like just the very start of it.
What is it reminding you of?
I'll tell you. Okay, hear me out. This is incontrovertibly true. That is the beginning of Love Me When You're Gone by Three Doors Down.
Yeah, of course.
What?
Yes, it is. And it's also the same chords as
Here Without
You know
Me.
my name. I know your
my
name.
name.
You know my name.
Kind
You know
of.
my name.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Ludwig just ripping
Ripping
other
my
classics.
boy Three Doors Down. They're killing it, They just played some kind of Trump event 4 years back.
Yeah, they were my favorite band at one point, man. In high school.
It was a low point. No?
No, it was amazing, dude. The lead singer gave me a hug. So, yeah, I know. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back next week. We'll probably do some of the Marvel shows. We'll start reviewing some more movies and things as and when they are released on your streaming platforms or otherwise. Jishnu, Ruchi, Dinkar, thank you so much. Follow everybody on Twitter, everybody Geek Fruit. In the description, there's the Discord server which you guys can join, and please join and let us know what you guys want to talk about. I think people wanted to say something about Tenet and Attack on Titan, but I think we'll do that next time. Right here on the Nerditorium live. Bye, everybody.
That's our theme